welcome to my channel. Today I've done this spring summer type makeup look, and I'll come closer so you can see. A lot of the products I have used have been the Colourpop products, and I am in love with them. They are so pigmented. A lot of them, especially the eyeshadows, I feel work better when you apply it with your fingers rather than the brush. And I have done a haul on my Colourpop products that I've purchased, and I will link that down below. I'm not sure which way around I'm going to put the videos up, whether I'll do the haul first or whether I'll do this tutorial, but either way I'll link it down below for you guys as well. So if you guys want to see how I've created this look, keep watching. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel too. So firstly, I'm going in with my Stix lip conditioner, and this is mainly because I'm going to be using a matte lip colour. Well, I think I'll be using a matte lip colour, and you can never go wrong with just conditioning your lips. Then, as always, I'm starting off with my eyes, and I'm first prepping it or priming it with my NYX eye primer. Just applying some first, and then I'll just use my fingers just to blend it away. You can use a brush or a beauty blender sponge, anything that you like. Then, just to balance out some of the colouring on my eyelids, I'm going to be taking the MAC Prolongwear concealer in the shade NC35, and again I'm just taking it with my fingers first, just dotting it all around, pretty much covering the whole of my lid, and then taking my damp beauty blender sponge, which I sprayed with the MAC Fix Plus spray, and I'm just going to dab it all out. So this will take away some of the excess product and just help blend it into my skin as well. I'll be then setting that with my Kick-Ass setting powder by Soap & Glory and my Morphe E3 brush, as always. And this will just help to blend any shadows that I'll be applying. So first of all, for my transition colour, I'll be using Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. And for those of you who've watched a lot of my videos, I generally tend to go for this one, mainly because it's similar to my skin colour and I like layering products on. So if you start off with a lighter colour and then build darker and darker, it just helps to blend away the harsh lines over time, rather than you starting off with a darker colour and then trying to blend it out. So I'm just going to be putting a small layer just in my transition, this crease area here. I'm then taking this darker brown shade by Inglot, and it's in the shade number 563, and using my MAC 221 brush, I'm just applying that mainly at the outer corner of my eyes. Then taking Coral by MAC, I'm just going to use my original blending brush that I used first for the creme brulee, and I'm just going to work that into the crease again, and this will just give it a hint of like a peachy corally colour in my crease. Then for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to be taking this shade here, which is Smoke and Whistles by Colourpop. It actually cracked or was like shattered when it came in the post, but because it's so soft I just pushed it in, and that's why it's got this kind of a funny look to it, but it's fine, it's just needed pushing back in. So just using my MAC 217 brush, and I'm just applying that mainly into the arch first, so concentrating the colour here, and then whatever's left on the brush, just working it either side slightly. then for the main eyelid colour, I'm using Lala by Colourpop, and I'm just going to apply that with my finger because I feel using some of these Colourpop shadows, it works better using my finger. It does. You need to try and concentrate the colour closer to the lash line, and then you can just blend it out nicely. You can also put like a white base under these colours just to give it more of a definition, so you see the colour a bit more as well. And then just to smooth the crease area, I'm just literally taking my fluffy brush with nothing on it and just working it into my crease, but really, really light-handed. Then I'm taking Game Face by Colourpop, which is a really nice dark sort of coppery colour, and just using a really, really tiny brush and just working that onto the outer corners. I just want a light, sort of a tiny bit of a hint of the colour, so I don't want to go too heavy-handed with it, hence the reason why I'm using like such a small brush. Next, for my eyeliner, my top eyeliner, I'm just taking the Maybelline eyeliner gel. I'm just going to be applying that with my MAC 210 liner brush. For my face, I'll be taking the L'Oreal Infallible Primer, and I really, really like this one, especially for the price that it's at. I think it's like £8 or something, and this tube will last ages because you just need a small amount. It's very, very good for clients or people that have combination to oily skin, especially the T-zone. It really, really helps to try and help mattify that. And then if you do use like a mattifying foundation on top, perfect, it will do the job. For my foundation, I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation, and this is in the shade number 8. I haven't used it yet, so this will be my first impressions as such, applying it on my face. Personally, I have had it tested, so when I went to the Urban Decay counter, the lady there did try it on me and it looked good, but you never know, the lighting there and at home is different, or even when you're outside. So I liked it then and I hope I like it now. So texture wise, I've just popped some on there. It is more runny than a lot of my foundations that I've got, so I am just literally going to use my finger just to dot the foundation around. So on here I actually used 2 pumps, so I've still got loads left. I think I've used like a pump's worth, so I'm going to first blend that out with my Beauty Blender sponge, and then if I need more I'll add more of it on. So after the first layer, it's still very sheer, so I will do another layer on top, especially in the areas where I do have pigmentation or any areas that I want to just cover up a bit more. I'm just going to be applying a bit more in those areas. I'm not actually sure if it's a bit too dark for me, but I'll work it out afterwards, see how it is. So I feel the coverage is pretty good. It has, I mean, I've had to use 2 pumps worth roughly on my face. I can still see little bits of pigmentation on my face, but it's not that bad. It has got good coverage. The only downside is I think it's a tiny bit darker, but when the lady tried one shade lighter, it was too light, or it looked too grey, or didn't seem right. So I'm hoping once I've done my highlighting, it should try and balance out. Fingers crossed. So for my dark circles under my eyes, I'm first going to be using the Urban Decay Peach Colour Corrector. And I do really like this. I have used this in one of my other tutorials, which I haven't put up yet, but I will link it down below once I have put it up. and it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I love this. I really like the foundation. If only it was more suited to my skin colour, it would have been better. It's just slightly on the darker side, but otherwise I really like Urban Decay products. Eyeshadows, eye pencils, everything. I love it. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit, and I'm just going to dot it under my eyes like that. And then I will be taking my Beauty Blender sponge just to dab it all out. And then, as standard, I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral. And I will be putting it in my usual spots, which is under my eyes, like an upside down triangle shape. And on the other side. Down the bridge of my nose and a tiny bit on my forehead, and then just under the area that I would normally contour, and then just dab it out. So it has kind of balanced it out a little bit, so it doesn't look as dark. I probably would have gone for a cream contour, but I feel that the foundation's still a little bit too dark, so I will just use the powder one to do the contouring. But it has kind of helped it, so I'm hoping that once I've done the powdering, etc., it should balance it out. So all the areas that I've highlighted, I'm just going to be setting with my Laura Mercier setting powder and just using my Zoeva Luxe Face Focus brush. Moving on to my brows whilst it's all baking, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony, and just taking any angled brush just to fill in my brows. And again, I'm not going to make it too heavy, we'll try not to anyway. I just literally want to fill in any gaps that I've got. Then just to set my brows, I'm taking more brows in the shade Medium Dark and literally just brushing through my brows. This also adds a bit of colour as well. But also sets it nicely. For my lower waterline, I didn't want to go in heavy and do a heavy smoky look. I wanted to make it look fresh and sort of spring-like. So I'm going in with the MAC chromographic pencil in the shade NW25 NC30. And then just taking any brown eye pencil, and I'm just going to be putting like a thin line underneath my waterline, going just 3/4 of the way in, like that, really lightly. Then taking the shade Lala again that I used on my eyelids and a flat synthetic brush, I'm just applying that underneath, or literally on top of the brown that I just did, underneath here. Then taking a really tiny brush and the Smokin Whistles highlight that I used on my brow bone, I'm just going to be going into my inner corners with that, just to give it a bit of more of a pop. So then to finish off my face, I'm first taking my Kat Von D bronzer in the shade Shady Business 2, and it looks something like this. It does have shimmer particles in it, and I personally would have preferred if it was a matte finish, but nonetheless it's still a really good product. So I'm just taking my Real Techniques brush and just really lightly applying it into the hollows of my cheek. My forehead, just a tiny bit, run it along my jawline, and then for contouring I'm taking my Sleek contour kit in the shade medium and just using my MAC 100 brush and going over the same areas again, but because it's a smaller brush it'll be more precise in the area that you want to go, and I generally tend to focus my contour just on the outer parts, and then whatever's left just work it the way into the center of the face, closer to the lips. Then just to set the rest of my face, I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder in the shade Medium Dark. And just literally applying it to the other areas and just to buff out any harsh lines of the contour. For my blush, I'm taking the L'Oreal blush in the shade Peach, and I'm loving these peachy colours right now for the spring summertime. For highlighting, I'm taking the shade Spoon by Colourpop again, and the same thing happened to this one. It was crumbly when it arrived in the post, but it's got such a spongy texture that I just put it and pushed it all in place. So that's the reason why it looks funny like that. But I'm just taking my Morphe M501 brush for this, just really packing the colour on, tapping off any excess, and then just working it along here. You can see how much of a nice pop it's got, a nice sort of highlight, really powerful, really strong. And then down the bridge of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. So before I move on to my lashes, I'm just going to be setting my face with the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. And I do apply a generous amount of this. So for my mascara, I'm using the Makeup Forever Smoky Stretch mascara. For my falsies, I'm using the Eldora false lashes in the shape H160, and I really like these because they've got the wispy sort of effect. I've kind of overused these. I think I need to buy a new pair now. And then for my lips, I'm taking the Colourpop Lippie Stick in the shade Contempo, and it's a matte colour. So that's my look complete, guys. I'll come closer so you can see my eyes. A lot of the products that I have used on my eyes, my lips, my cheeks for the highlight have been the Colourpop ones, which I absolutely love. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. Please thumbs up if you do. Leave comments below as to what you liked, what you don't like, what your favourite eyeshadows are from Colourpops or lip colours, and any other tutorials you want me to do, because I'll be more than happy to try and get those done for you. Don't forget to also subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. It's literally my name below, which is Be Beautiful by Binita, and underneath that you'll see the subscribe button. You just literally need to hit that. Once you do subscribe, you will automatically be put into a draw to win 20 pairs of lashes, which is still going on, and I'll leave the link below as well for you guys if you wanted to see it as well. You guys can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook, which is Be Beautiful by Binita. Also Snapchat, which is Binita_MUA. And you can also tweet me at Beauty by Binita. I'll see you guys in my next video.